Want to know more about me or my hair? Then stay tuned. Hi guys, it's Winette and welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be taking down my hair and redoing them, as well as I'll be answering some questions from a Get to Know Me tag. If you'd like to know more about who I am, keep on watching. I'll be using two hair products today: the Cantu Shea Butter for natural hair leave-in conditioning cream, as well as olive oil. The first question from my tag is, where are you from? I'm from a small country in the Caribbean called St. Kitts and Nevis. I live on the island of Nevis. Using some hair ties or a hair tie to keep my hair in place or out of the way while I loose out my hair. Where were you born? I was born in Toronto, Canada. Now putting just a little bit of the Cantu leave-in hair cream in my hair, conditioning cream. And I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil just to seal in the moisture. And I'm going to re-plait my hair. With natural hair, you have to be very gentle so as not to break it. Just a little length check. Now, I did these last week when I washed my hair, last weekend. However, they needed a little refreshing. As you can see, my hair just has a little bit of buildup at the roots, and so I'm just going to gently use my fingertips to get rid of most of the buildup. I also have some shedding. Is normal, as my hair has been in for a week already. I was using some products from the cover, but the cover just fell, so I guess I'll be going straight for the container. My next question: what is your best physical feature? Now, if you see me looking down, my questions are on my tablet in my lap. What is my best physical feature? I really love my eyes. My eyes are my favorite physical feature. I love the shape of them. I love how I can play with makeup and just play with the shape, play with the shades, play with the colors. I have enough lid space where you can actually see the eyeshadow, and so I love my eyes. My eyes are also quite expressive at times, and so I love my eyes. My eyes are my favorite feature. When I'm doing my hair, I don't usually have any specific starting point or end point. I just usually try to get it done. With my natural hair, I wasn't always natural. I was relaxed when I was 15. Basically, my mom was the one who was encouraging me to relax my hair, as my hair has always been thick. It's sometimes difficult to deal with. I guess then I didn't really know how to handle it. And so I relaxed my hair at the age of 15. I'm not gonna say how long ago that was. I was relaxed after that for quite a long time. And then in the year 2012, I decided not to use relaxers anymore. And so I started growing out my hair. And so I cut off all the relaxed ends, and I've been natural ever since. Now the thing about me is, if my natural hair isn't healthy, for example, if I have a lot of split ends or a lot of fairy knots or single strand knots, I tend to just cut my hair, cut my ends. And so I used to cut my ends every 6 months. However, when you cut your hair often, you don't really see the growth. And so I decided last year in December that I would allow my hair to grow out. And so last year December was the last time I cut my hair. However, I have been clipping my ends in that I've been using the search and destroy method. Now with the search and destroy method, you usually go through your hair strand by strand, and you look for those single strand knots, you feel for the single strand knots, and you look for the split ends, and you use your scissors and cut them one strand at a time. You feel like this, and you would feel the ends. You move the other hairs out of the way, and where is my hair scissors? Here it is. You just clip the end, and you would be left with your single strand knots or your split ends, whatever you're looking for. And that's how I've been doing it for the year, since December, and I've seen growth. Because sometimes when you tend to cut your hair often, you don't see that growth, or you don't retain that length because you're always cutting it off. I have a knot. I can't find it. So with your knots, I find that olive oil helps to really loosen it up, or loosen them up easily. I'll show you with maybe this one how I usually release my plaits or braids. What relative was most important to you growing up, and why? I think my sister was my most important relative, still is, as my sister and I are really close in age, and so her being one of the persons that I grew up with, I find that we were really close to each other, and she is pretty much my best friend. Oh, I did say I was gonna go slow with this one, huh? Okay, let's try this one. So to take out my plaits, as you notice, I braided at the roots and twisted down the ends. Reason for that is if I twist my hair from root to tip, usually my roots lock up for some reason. And so I have to braid it in order to prevent locking. My hair locks quite easily at the roots. So usually I twist or turn my hair in the opposite direction to the way it's twisted, and so you notice that it's already unraveling, then I put my fingers between there and I pull. Then unravel the plait at the base of my hair. Sometimes I give it a little tug to loosen it up, and that's it. Seeing that I'm home, I usually just leave my hair alone. And so I twist them and leave them in for 2 weeks. Now as you can see, I'm braiding at the roots, twisting at the ends. Now with my sister being my best friend, we grew up doing a lot of foolishness together. We have a lot of cool memories, and I really like that. We have that bond. And so we always said that if we ever had children, we would like them to grow up with that same age gap or a similar age gap. I'm not sure if that's gonna work out still. But that's how we always wanted it. Who is my favorite person in the world? Now, my favorite person in the world is my little nephew. He's sweet, he's smart, and he's just energetic. An energetic little boy. I love him. My next question. Titanic or The Notebook? I've seen The Notebook, 2 times in my life. However, with the Titanic, in the past, if it's on, what channel is that? TNT, I think. Anytime it's on, I don't care what's on the other channels, I'm watching it. If I'm just flipping through and I see the Titanic, I'm watching it. Like, I love the Titanic. I love it, love it, love it, love it. That's one of my favorite movies. Now with moisturizing your hair, yes, you want to put the moisturizer on the entire hair shaft. However, you also want to focus on the ends because the ends are the oldest part of your hair. Do I have a whole lot of acquaintances or a few close friends? I have a lot of people in my life who I know, yes. When it comes to friendship, meaning those people who you hold close, those people you can trust with the things that are going on in your life, I have just a few. The next question is, how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? And so I'm pretty honest about the Santa Claus thing. And so I don't think I ever thought Santa Claus was real. I think we always knew that he wasn't, and that he was just a fictional character in books and movies and TV shows. That's the question, which store would you choose to max out your credit card? If you know me, you know I love makeup, and so And I also love eyeshadow. Like, eyeshadow is my favorite part of makeup. And so I think if I had the opportunity to, not that I would want to, but if I had the opportunity to, I would max out my credit card at Juvia's Place. I love their eyeshadows. So you can see the length at the back. I have 3 more questions to go. So I'll pause, try and complete some more, and then come back. Okay, so I have about 6 more to get done. 6 more in the front. And so we're going to complete those while I finish responding to questions and I talk to you. Now, the thickness of your hair is dependent on 2 things. The density, which is how much or how many strands are actually on your head, as well as the thickness of those strands or how those strands look. I'm going to show you one of my strands. Typically, the strands on my head are pretty much this thickness. Some are thicker and some are maybe slightly finer, but the majority of my strands they look that way. Let's continue with the questions. The first amusement park that I've been to and the first ride. Now, I have a friend in Toronto. She one year went to Canada and she took us to this place called the X. Now, the X is the first place that I've been to an amusement park at, and the Fireball was my first ever ride. Y'all listen. The Fireball was not a joke. That was my first and last time on a ride called the Fireball. I will say that I've been on a ride similar to the Fireball, but nothing compared to that Fireball ride. Am I a morning person or a night owl? Well, can you be both? Because I tend not to sleep that much anyway. And either way, in the morning, once I'm up, I'm good, everything is fine for me. If y'all like this makeup look, I did film a video, however, I filmed it for IGTV. And so if you want to check it out, at angel_eyes, EYEZ_MUAH. I did film that look there, so if you want to see how I got my eyes to look this way, then you can go and check that video out. I think I'll be posting it on Friday. When I first went natural, the front of my hair was, I don't know, it did not have a curl pattern for some reason. It took it years to catch up to the rest of my hair. I don't know what was wrong. For some reason, the hair in the front just
was straight, didn't clump together, didn't have a curl pattern.
Right now, I think my hair is a 4B or 4A. It's not 4C. I think I have one more question in my tag. And the question is,
what age were you allowed to put on makeup?
I wasn't one to really put on makeup at an early age, so I didn't really need permission. By the time I was actually interested in it, I was already working for myself. And so by that time,
my parents really didn't care whether or not I wore it. And I started with eyeshadow. My sister had this eyeshadow palette there that she wasn't using. And so she gave it to me, and what I did,
I started with a liner. So if I wore a, this is embarrassing, but if I wore a blue shirt to school or to work, because I'm a teacher, so if I wore a blue shirt to work, I would do a blue liner. So like, just like I have the blue liner on the hair, I would put that on top instead as a wing. So I would wear my blue winged eyeliner along with my blue shirt, or pink wings with my pink shirt, or, you know, I didn't go right into it. When I got into it was when I went to university in Texas. That's when I started doing a full face, where I had to go to this banquet, and my roommate convinced me somehow. Makeup was worn at this event, and so I ordered a MAC foundation. I ordered an eyeshadow palette.
And so I learned there using those products. I practiced. I watched YouTube videos. They back then they weren't as let's say they didn't use as many products as they do now, and so what I had was sufficient for the look I was going for at the time. And so I was able to create a full face using what I had. Okay, so I'm making sure I have that deep side part that I like by braiding all of the hair in the direction I want them to go. If your ends feel dry, just add a little more leave-in. And that's it. Now for styling, I usually grab some hair at the sides. I like to leave out one there, one there. For my edges, I usually use this Eco Styler gel. This is one of my faves, as well as Got2b styling glue or spiking glue. I use these two because, y'all, I got some unruly edges and I can't. I put on the Eco Styler first. And if my hair looks brown, it's probably because foundation or my face powder is in it. Okay, and so usually I add this and this, rub my fingers together and get some glue into my hair. And excuse the whiteness, usually I do this after my hair products have been absorbed into my hair. And so right now I have on oil and leave-in, and so
it's gonna look white. And then I take my edge brush and I brush my edges into whatever shape I want. Usually I don't have anything to swoop crazily, and so I just generally, you know, brush them because, like I said, my edges are unruly, and so to get a swoop is like asking too much of my hair. And so this is typically how I would fix my edges and then tie them, and and that's it. This is how I refresh my hair and do my edges. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video. Comment and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Bye guys.